Oh, there's Mark Lasud. Now we got adult supervision.
Yeah.
Are you going to tolerate those kinds of insults, Mark?
I don't think you can call me adult supervision.
Hey,
Hey,
Rebecca
Josh.
joined us.
Yeah, that's right.
Rebecca with the, oh, there you go.
Gosh.
As though the beard doesn't speak for itself.
Damn, are you cold? Where are you? You at Rev Peak in the cold
No.
or something?
I'm just at the house. It's just cold here. Boys.
There's this thing
An
called heat.
ABC out there, Steven.
Yeah.
Any of you guys mess with video much?
I shot hundreds of hours of it.
These things.
What is
The
that?
Aperture B7C.
That sounds like a lot of letters and words.
Okay, so it's a light.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of like a Philips Hue light,
Got it.
except that
Yeah. It's
you
cool.
can, it's got a battery charge. And then if I, well, it's got a bunch of settings like cop car,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yep.
And now it's set on bad bulb. That's why it's flickering now. But which is one of the settings you can have is where you can have it flicker like a bad bulb, thunderstorm, and you can set it to any color you want. And it's supposed to not flicker when it's not supposed to flicker when you dim it. You know, how like some lights, they dim them by turning them on and off quickly,
Mhm.
and they flicker in video. That one doesn't do that.
Yeah.
There's Michelle. Are you still the treasurer tonight?
Last meeting.
One last time?
That's
One
right.
last time. I'm gonna be helping my husband with some homework, but I'll be here so I can
Man.
hear it.
Now I got Daft Punk one more time in my head. One more time.
What? Yep.
Yeah, I don't even know Daft Punk. Come on.
I guess I better renew my membership, huh?
Well,
I mean, you
guess because
should.
of the email, lots of people have been. I mean, I get emails when everybody joins, and
Yep.
so I kept feeling like I missed out on some email, and sure enough, I finally found it. So
Yeah, it's usually like one here or there. And then this month on the
Yeah.
first, it was like 25. We're like, ah.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
lot.
that's because the virtual or Visual Pursuits website sends out a reminder one
Yeah.
month before expiration. So
see, and
Ah,
that's so awesome. Like we never had that.
yeah, automation is
before. That's
awesome.
Oh yeah.
There's Donna. You should have a beer, Donna.
You say beer or beard?
I had the
Beard.
dog in my lap.
Yes, I go like full finger.
As the membership secretary, I'm processing those and making sure they get added to our official spreadsheet roster. But it really is nice that the website does and the PayPal works smoothly.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna hang jingle bells this year off the beard. Walking to Christmas party. It's getting to be a little much, actually.
I miss having a potluck, darn it.
Well, I just
I do
made
too. Those are
salmon with
great.
roasted potatoes and garlic broccoli. So come to my house, I'll feed you.
Oh,
I still think I have some sea salt roasted potatoes left. Come on by.
It's a long way to go for dinner.
Well, it's a good dinner.
I mean,
Yeah.
depends on where you are. I don't know where you are, David. Where you at?
Wells Branch.
Oh, you're not. You're like 10 minutes from me.
By what?
Wow.
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you said Wells Branch.
Falcon 9.
Beam me up. Beam me up, Scotty.
I'm just on the other side of Pflugerville. Not that far.
You're by the clubhouse we had the Christmas party in the one year, right?
Yeah, that's my neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's North Pflugerville.
Well, that was a nasty night. We had that freak snow.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
snow.
was amazing.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
That was crazy.
Got some cool pictures.
Yeah. That was a fun one. Yeah, we had it one year in at a Mexican restaurant somewhere. We had it. I think we had a Rio Grande Tex-Mex in Pflugerville one year. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
even
I
know. What,
started-
We could do that.
I don't know where y'all had it, but I did look into a Mexican restaurant that's in Manor that
No.
rents out a room.
we're not going to Maynard.
Not for this. But ideally, I mean, there are places that we could meet. It's just
Oh yeah.
not the
I've got
whole
one
minute.
at Burnett and 183. My buddy owns Casa Chapala. He's got a meeting room that would probably hold 75 people safely.
That's cool.
Good. We did it 1 year at the Pflugerville,
Red Barn.
big red barn. Yeah, that was one of the first years, I think.
That was second or third year.
It was chilly, but it was nice.
Yeah, it was good. We had a lot of room.
We had plenty to eat.
Yeah.
People brought things. Very convivial.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think the first year we did it at Rio Grande Tex-Mex. The second year was at the Green Red Barn. Then the third year was at our clubhouse. I think that's
Sounds
the order.
right.
I could have swapped those around. I'm sure I have photos of them somewhere.
Yeah, if this is 2020, if we do something like that, it'll be a Jack in the Box drive-through.
Hey, so my wife and I went up to Southside Market in Hutto for lunch today. They have a drive-through. I was like, oh, that's dangerous. Like drive-through sausage? Like, oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna be good. Jalapeno cheddar?
Yeah.
And can
you
Mark
have a-
describe what we're going to do? What are we going to do tonight?
I was going to actually ask Josh if he was prepared to
Josh
add to
can
his
do
COVID weight.
Yeah, I've gotten the COVID 15. I don't have the COVID 19. I got the COVID 15 pounds is what I got. Well, because I love cooking too, and so I've been cooking a whole lot. Like every night, it's like, hey, why don't we make chicken and dumplings and I don't know, King Ranch
Oh, yeah, this is
casserole,
wonderful, that too.
and it's like soupy, like stew kind of.
Yeah.
All the food I'm making, it's all like just hearty, hot, and nothing's good. I mean, nothing's good for you. It's all just.
Yeah, I had my annual physical Monday, and the doctor goes, "Who gets their annual physical the Monday after Thanksgiving?" And I go, "I do." He goes, "You've gained weight." I go, "I know."
But if it's
Okay.
if it's after every Thanksgiving, it should even out, right? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No pictures of that, please. We don't need those photos.
Well, they made a appointment for me for next year, so I know I'm going to live another year.
That's good.
If they ever don't do that, I'm going to say, "Are you not telling me something?"
Yeah, that's good. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna freestyle rap the rest of the meeting. So everybody get ready. We're just gonna freestyle rap. No, we're gonna
Ew.
yeah. Oh. Slam poetry night at NAPfS. No, we're gonna go over photograph of the year, photographer of the year, and I don't know. That's about it. Say hi to everybody.
It's the photograph of the year.
Yeah, I said photograph of the year and then photographer of
sorry.
the year in each division.
Yes, there you got it.
I had
You
it
are right.
Yeah, usually, not always, sometimes, very rarely. Depends on if you ask my wife or if you ask me. Ever got so quiet, man? I hate it whenever it gets quiet because I can't tell if my jokes are landing or not. Ugh.
We have a lot of
I don't think there's any danger of that.
hopeful people here.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's got their fingers crossed, toes
Yeah.
crossed,
Oh, maybe I'll be.
going
Of course,
east side.
the ones that got points should know. But
Yeah.
what do the winners get?
A very nicely printed piece of
Golf
paper.
clap.
I don't know. I think we talked about it, but I have no recollection.
We voted on some prize money.
Yeah, that's right. That sounds better.
You can say you're an
$100 for the
award-winning
photograph of the
photographer.
Oh.
Dozens of dollars just in time for Christmas.
Yeah. It's we're paying them out in pesos though, so
Confederate.
Venezuela.
Confederate pesos.
Confederate pesos. You have your choice of pesos or rupees, depending on which way you want to go. So Mark, what you want to start? Should we start with basic class and just kind of work our way up?
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. Did you get that?
Yeah.
thing
Yeah, I have
sent
it
you?
open right here. Do you want me to just announce who the photographer of the year for the basic class is? Yes. Mark, give me a yes or
Yes.
no. Yes. Okay. Photographer of the year for class, I guess one basic class, Michael Knox. Michael, are you here? I don't see you.
Don't see Michael.
No, well, he lost then. On to the next.
Must be present to win.
Yeah.
No.
All
So
right,
hooray,
second.
hooray for Michael will be, I guess we'll mail him something. Normally we would just hand it to you at the next meeting, but I don't know when we don't have a NAPfS drive-through yet. We can't just hand stuff out the window.
How many points did he have?
He
Enough to
had
win.
60 some odd points.
I mean, he won a bunch. I mean, he has some great photography.
Yeah, just a second. I'll look it up here.
Does he automatically move to advanced?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Premier League.
Will,
You get
yes.
promotion and regulation.
At least intermediate.
Yeah.
He'll move to intermediate.
Okay,
Upstairs.
he had 62 points. The next higher was 50 points, so he won by 12 points.
Pretty
Who
good.
who was second and third?
Second was Jim Smith,
Yay, Jim.
All
Good job,
right,
Jim.
Jim.
and Charles Schwartz was third.
All
Hey,
right.
Charles.
There you go, Charles.
Hey,
I think we decided that all three of them would move up.
Haha.
to
See
intermediate.
what you want? More competition. That's what you want.
as the phrase goes, you do a good job. What do you get? You get more jobs.
Well, I mean,
Let
Charles,
know-
you are known as a sandbagger, so.
I thought we said
I-
carpetbagger.
Well, yeah.
Once I'm the last
there had-
person in basic,
if there
will I
hadn't
be
been a-
automatically moved up?
If there hadn't been a competition, I probably would have moved up to intermediate sooner. But
Yeah.
hey,
That's
I'm
all good.
assuming that I will do intermediate next
And
year.
now the
Yes.
truth is well known.
Yes. Awesome. Well, good job, y'all. Again, I know I sound like a broken record on this, but the basic class had some really good photos, man. The basic class had, there was one or two meetings where the basic winner might have won any of the divisions. So don't think just because you're in basic that the work can't be really, really good. It's just, I think the biggest part of being in basic is having a higher beta, right? As you're starting out, you're good, still really good, but right, it's just a bigger amplitude. And I think that's really what it comes down to. As we're starting out, as we're growing as photographers, is learning how to get good no matter what. Where when you're starting out, sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really bad, but that's how you grow. So we always struggle with the terminology of what's called basic. Like that doesn't sound right. But we never really had, and we called it class one, and we can never remember if that was the top tier or if the bottom tier. So we've always just struggled with nomenclature there, but really good work in basic this year. I mean, honestly, all the photos, we've had so many really good photos. It's really been a pleasure to watch everything come through. And I'm just astounded at the level of submissions that we get every week or every month. It's really, really good. So I've guest judged other clubs. They don't have our level of like all across the board. Everybody's kicking butt. So anyway, yay, Michael and Jim and Charles. Good job, y'all. For photographer of the year for the intermediate class. She's not here today. She's in Louisiana taking pictures. But Miss Patty Robertson. So, yeah. And Ed, if you want to give the breakdown on first, second, third there.
Okay, Patty got 56 points. Second was Brian Nixon.
Oh, just in
Third-
close, huh?
She won by 11 points.
Okay.
And Dave DeVore was third.
Oh, Dave,
Oh,
very
wow,
good.
Dave.
All right, Dave.
Very good.
There's the birds win.
That's Dave.
They take direction well.
There's Dave.
Yeah. That's why I don't do landscapes. The mountains never pose for me the way I want them to. They don't listen.
Yeah, mine don't listen either. I don't know how Dave gets them to act that way.
Lots of treats. I don't know. Honey on the limbs. I don't know.
Your lights aren't powerful enough to get the color right.
Me?
But yeah, when you're shooting mountains, I mean,
Oh,
even more lumens than those things are going to put out, right?
I'll show you some photos of it. I lit up Enchanted Rock one night. We were doing a Star Trail at Enchanted Rock with some people in it. And I have big lights. I have at the time, they were 640-watt bulbs, right? I mean, the Einstein 640s. They put out, and I had 2 of them firing to light up Enchanted Rock, and we were on Turkey Rock. So we were like a quarter mile away, and just boom. And the park ranger came by. He's like, what are you guys doing? Like, y'all are like waking everybody up.
Did you get arrested?
No, they were just like, what are y'all like? Can we see the photos? Like, what are y'all doing? Yeah, that was a pretty funny night because it was like midnight at Enchanted Rock, and we're just like, bam, like you could hear it popping out of it. We were at full power. Yeah, it was fun just to light up Enchanted Rock from Turkey Rock. If you've been out there, you kind of know how that big gap. So yeah, we can, but yeah, it's a little bit harder. So.
And technically not against quiet rules. So
Right. Yeah. As long as they didn't have a light meter, we were fine. They couldn't prove anything. But yeah, I just remember the park ranger being like, what are y'all doing? He's like, couldn't figure out why we needed that much light. So
Was it for a wedding?
yeah, it was engagement photos. Yeah. So I had one light on the couple, and then Enchanted Rock was behind them, but for the stars, it wasn't lighting up Enchanted Rock. So I was like, we can solve this problem, right? I kind of feel like Tool Time. Remember that old show, Home Improvement Tool Time?
More power.
Yeah, more lights. More lights. We'll just bring more lights. Yeah. So it's close.
Signal to the space station.
What's that?
We're trying to send a signal to the space station.
Yeah, Morse code from the ground. I mean, those lights are. If you put your hand within 3 feet of it when it's full power, you can feel the heat coming off it on every discharge. Like it's legit amount of energy transference. So it's fun. It's fun. We still always mess with each other as we'd go to change a modifier. We would hit the test button. So it is as you were getting your hand really close, we try to like sunburn each other's skin. It was fun. Anyway, stupid photographer tricks. I don't know.
I was reading about a photographer today, so she gets arrested a lot. She has this style where she gets these celebrity lookalikes and puts them in awkward situations, and people around her, following, and she causes all this turmoil and gets these pictures that end up irritating a lot of people. So that sounds like you, Josh.
Well, have I ever been arrested for photography? No. Have I been asked to delete my card more than once? Yes.
I've got plenty of warnings.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of warnings. The one that scared me, I was doing a photo walk for Precision, and we're at the federal courthouse downtown. And as long as you're on the sidewalk, it's okay. And I told people, I was like, do not step off the sidewalks. Like, once you get on the inside of the sidewalk, you're on federal property. Sure enough, I'm kind of 100 yards in front of this guy, and he just sees this texture and he goes after it. Like 8 seconds in, man, this federal officer comes out and is like, you need to delete those. And I was like, oh man, like I could just imagine like leading a photo group and then having somebody get arrested at the courthouse. Like,
Go over well with Precision.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 1-star review, right? I've had people ask me. I was shooting Big Boy. You remember that big train that came through a year ago?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
And we were where we were. There was probably 500 people, something like that. A whole big group of people at this one stop we're at.
Only 500?
Yeah, it may have been more, but at least 500. And cameras. I mean, everybody had a camera. And this mom came up to me and was like, I need you to delete those photos. Like, what? She goes, I need you to delete them. You have pictures of my kids. Like, so?
Reasonable expectation of privacy, lady. You don't
That's
have
exactly what I told her. I was like, ma'am, if you had asked nicely, I was like, I might have done it. I was like, I ain't doing it. I was like, nobody's going to see these. And why are you coming to me? There's 100 other people with cameras. Why only me? Like, we're taking a picture of the train. Don't bring your kid to a public event and then.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe you fit the profile.
It's the beard, isn't it? I know.
Yeah.
The way she walked up to me just sauntered. I need you to delete those. I was like, listen, Karen, you need to settle down. So yeah, I've been asked to delete photos, and yeah. Park rangers have probably ruined more photos than they've done anything else. They'll come and like shine their lights at us. I'm like, great, that just ruined a 4-hour star trail. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Like shine the light right in the lens. You're like, great, cool, awesome. All right, and enough stories. It's Josh story time, I guess. So this one came down to the wire. I think is this our closest competition?
Yep.
So
Yes.
this is the Photo Club Andrew Fritz Memorial Photographer of the Year Award in the advanced class, and I got edged out by Mr. Mark Lasad. Round of applause, Mark.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, now, this
And
is,
hey,
do we have any volunteers to be coordinator for competition? It's got great perks.
You coordinate the competitions and you win, huh? Is that how it goes?
and Hatham was third.
Oh, good job, Hatham.
Way to go, Hatham.
That's but it was close, wasn't it? If I
3
remember.
points.
Very close.
That's pretty close.
And Josh skipped January.
Well, yeah. Oh, hi, Colton. There's my son.
And then I found myself out of town the last month, and I hadn't submitted my images. And they were on my computer at home. So I submitted two iPhone pictures, which Brian immediately identified as such.
Yeah. I was wondering why I didn't know whose photos they were when we were looking at. I was like, this is in the advanced class. Like, what is going on? And then suddenly I was like, oh, I see what happened there. Yeah. Yeah. So to prevent that in the future, set up Dropbox or Google Drive, throw some portfolio images in there, and then you always have access to them.
Yep.
That way you don't have to.
It happened to be, yeah, it was such a unique topic that I really couldn't, I had a couple images set up for it, but I couldn't use them.
Yeah. How close was Hatham? He had to be pretty close too.
He was, well, let's see, the top three were 67, 64, and 49.
Okay. That's
So
I mean, that's a
50.
Yeah, I had skipped a couple of months because the first month I just started.
Oh yeah.
So I missed the first one, and then I skipped one in the summer.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
It's going to
At the beginning
be.
of the year, I predicted to myself that Hatham was going to win because I've seen a bunch of his stuff, and I was just.
Yeah, look behind him. What have you got behind you, Hatham? It's like a wall of.
One or two prints.
Those are all various.
Those are some of my favorite shots. I just print them and put them on the wall.
That's awesome. Yeah,
it's a me wall. I can tell. It's a me wall.
2021 is going to be stacked.
Yep.
Because there's going to be some people moving up, and
yeah, do the intermediates move up? You should probably do that because.
Does anybody?
Christmas album, but I thought my version just wasn't as good as some of the other versions I've heard.
Where's the changer?
Someone's on background.
Here.
Derek, where's
I got it. No, I don't.
Yeah, we maybe mute that.
Mute.
I think at least the winner of intermediate should move up.
Got it. Yeah.
I don't want to speak for Brian, but I know I've talked to him about it, and I think he's going to as well. So, I mean, I think Patty for sure. Brian and Dave, well, I'll give them a choice. So,
I don't give Dave choice. He's moving up.
All right, we'll just move them all up. All right, we'll just move them all. That's fine.
Make them give a presentation.
Yeah.
Or make a presentation.
So I mean, if you feel like you weren't one of the top three and you feel like you weren't in the right class, now's the time to reset for the year. So, but this advanced class is going to be no joke in 2021.
Anybody who wants to drop down needs to talk to Josh or me or both. We can.
Yeah, we have to change the software.
Yeah, because those advanced photos before were so easy. Yeah.
Well, they were good, but this year I had some photos like, man, these are good, and they like nothing. I was like, ooh. Yeah, it was tough. What are you talking about? Like, I mean, it was the top 5 photos, and every round was just. There were some some fire on the edges. They were burning up the edges of their prints. If we can, we've talked about this, but I would love, would y'all love to have like an extra competition maybe for like a print competition? Just a random one-off. Let's throw down some prints, see what y'all got. Not right now, but sometime in 2021 if we can actually meet in person. You don't have to
That
commit.
would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, prints would be kind of tough online.
Yeah.
Just holding it up in front of the webcam just doesn't really do it. I'm
This
sorry.
doesn't work too well, right?
Well, maybe it could be a show at the coffee house.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
that's
the
true.
coffee house. And if you
12
print out
prints.
the stuff I send you, Josh, just
Yeah, I'll help
saying.
you out. I'll print. I had to change I was printing today. Has anybody ever had to change their maintenance cartridge on their Epson printer?
Maintenance? Oh.
Yeah, I have.
You have? Yeah. That was the first time I had to do it. I guess it's where all the excess ink goes.
It's when they when they clean the print head, they dump all the
Yeah.
extra ink into that cartridge.
That was the first time I've had to do it. And luckily I'd already ordered one a couple months ago.
Wait.
And
What do you mean Epson printer? I thought you were a dedicated Canon guy.
for what?
Everything. I thought you had Canon tattooed on your butt or something. I mean,
I've owned.
every time somebody mentions Nikon, you go ballistic.
Well, it's okay. Nikon's gonna be bankrupt in about another 18 months.
Been hearing that for 20 years.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. No, I started with Canon, but I've owned Panasonics and Nikon and Canon, and I had to shoot with. You give me anything, I'll shoot. I don't care. But I think Epson makes better. I like the paper that Epson makes better than I like the paper that Canon makes.
Canon doesn't really make paper.
Yeah, it's a little too.
You got to get third parties.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot easier to shoot with the Epson. I think the Epson native paper with the Epson native printer, I think, is an easier combo than Canon. Because with Canon, you're always having to download profiles, and it doesn't work as seamlessly. But
Is there any interest in doing a scavenger hunt or a shootout?
yeah, I mean, yes. If you have an idea, so I will say this again. This is a member-run club. If you have ideas for things, Alan's not on, but let's throw down some events and get going. Yeah, especially for things that we can do asynchronously. So where you can go do a scavenger hunt throughout the week. Like you got to hit this spot, this spot, this spot. Take your best photo at these spots. But we're not necessarily going to be there together. Like I think that's a safe thing to do.
Right. Yeah. Those kind of events lend themselves to social distancing. So you designate it. You pick out the location and the list of things that you want to go get. And people independently and they submit. Or a shootout would be a little bit different. But it's just sort of like you probably heard of speed chess, right? So this is something that you're performing under pressure and see what you get.
If anybody, yes. So yes to all of that. We're down for anything that we can do, right? The whole reason we have a club is so that we can get together and take photos, right? That's the whole reason, right? To have a club is so we can get together, what we're doing now, and so we can go take photos and then get better at doing that. So anything that helps that or anything that facilitates that, double thumbs up for me.
Cool.
Now, I'll throw down this challenge. If anybody wants to have a shootout with me, let me know. Or anybody else. We can have like a duel. Y'all want to have a photo duel? I'm down. I'll get a model. I'll get something. You just let me know, and we'll have a photo duel.
I was gonna say no flash.
Jousting.
Yeah,
I'll bring my big
joust.
lens.
There will be jousting in April, probably. I think it's either April or May. I got to look, but I think it's going to happen in April or May. If so, we'll have another photo club outing to Richard Garriott's house and do jousting photos.
Also, Sherwood should be starting in April of this year. They're moving it back a month on their start date.
Are they? Oh, that's good.
They
What
used to
happened
do
with the
jousting.
owner? Didn't he just get arrested or something? I think so. I think he did. Yeah. Anyway, So yeah, anything that y'all want to do fun, let's do it, because I need more reasons to go out and take photos. So let's go do it.
Josh, I
No,
just
I didn't
wanted
do
to, Josh, I want to give a shout out to Mark Lasad for being our first Andrew Fritz
Yes.
Memorial winner.
Yes.
That should go in the record books. And we do remember Andrew for all his contributions to the club as a fine man, fine photographer.
There wouldn't
And
be a
his
club
wife.
without him. Yeah, there wouldn't be a club without him. It was his idea. I was just the carnival barker. That's really my job. It was all him. This whole club is his brainchild. It had nothing to do with me.
He brought the energy and the excitement, and was always sharing like you are. And I, as someone who wanted to have a photography club in Pflugerville and had kind of worked a little bit with Peter at the library, and I'm remembering, is it Shirley? No, it was another person. We had a photo show at the Pflugerville Library, but it wasn't until the second year that after you guys became involved that we really picked up and started to do things. So we remember Andrew fondly.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if y'all saw the news, but the boat captain just got charged with manslaughter yesterday.
Does that mean some closure for the families?
No, absolutely
in any
not.
way?
No, it means there's going to be a whole lot more
civil suits.
Probably years.
It's going to be years.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Fox News reached out to me yesterday and they were like, "Hey, can we get you to talk again about it?" And I was like, "I can't." Like I don't know how many interviews we did after it happened, and like it destroyed me every time I did them. So I had to politely decline. But it's interesting that the local news here followed up on that story and is still tracking it enough that the reporter friended me on Facebook yesterday. But I just couldn't. It's still too much a lot of times for me. So yeah. This, to me, this club is kind of a living testament to Andrew in some ways, because it really, I'm dead serious. It wouldn't have happened without him. Like he was the type of person that would, when he had a job, he would first build the workspace and then build the tools to accomplish that job. And the photo club was him saying, "I want to be around more photographers." So he went to all these links to set up a club just so he could hang out with more photographers. That was the whole goal. But he had to build the workspace and build the tools to accomplish his goals. So this is really it's just kind of a living memorial, not a memorial. We're not dead, but it's just a living example of what he created. So.
It's a legacy.
Legacy. Thank you. That's a much better word. Much better word. Yeah. So,
there's still a lot of his DNA around.
Ew.
For all of us that knew him. Well,
his children?
The vibe that he had for the club.
Yeah.
It was uniquely him.
Yeah. So yeah, he just told me what he needed, and I either wrote checks or found somebody to do something. That was pretty much my role. I was a recruiter. That's what I do. I'm just energy and effort. He was the brains. So yeah. So Mark, it's really great that you won it this year. It's really, I think it's really cool that you've put so much effort into this as well, running competitions. And it makes me happy that people are taking interest, that are stepping up, that are putting in the effort to not only help run the club, but to go and, I've seen new photos from you this year. You've tried new techniques. You've done, different Photoshop techniques and different lighting techniques. That's the whole point of this club, is to learn new things and to go and execute them. And so it's really cool that you won this year, because I've seen you do that this year, where you've been putting out new types of work for you. And it's such an example of what this club can be. For those of us who've been in it a few years, I mean, the level of photo that gets entered and the level of photo that wins, it's astounding, the growth that I've seen in individuals, and then as a club, our growth. Like I would put our work against like any photo club. Like, let's go. Like, let's have a photo club duel, right? I'll put our work up against anybody's club. We have such a diverse amount, right? Portraits, landscape, birds.
Hey, don't forget the bears.
And the bears.
Yeah, and bears.
Aw.
And bears. The bears.
Salmon.
Go. Oh, Mark, you're muted if you're talking.
He's muted. He's muted. Mark, you're muted.
I didn't want anybody to hear me.
There you go.
On that topic of competitions, interclub competitions, next month, we're going to have a speaker, Darius Sams, who actually is also a member of the Sun City Club. Dee is their representative, I believe, for the Photographic Society of America. And she's going to give us a talk on what the benefits of that society are for individual members and for clubs. And I'm an individual member, and I've enjoyed the resources they have there. They've got, I won't go into what they have, but you will cover that in detail. But I found it of value. And then the interclub part of it might be really interesting to people in our club. So I encourage you all to attend that meeting. It's going to be online again, but it'll be worth your time.
That's awesome. Well, and we had our 85th member sign up today. Is that right?
Not today. You talking about the member that joined today or tried to join?
I don't know. So there was some conversation in Slack about it being our 85th member.
Oh yeah, we've got 85. That was last week or a couple of weeks ago. Right?
I don't know.
By the way, if we join PSA as a club, we get a $30 discount on visual pursuits.
How much does it cost to join PSA?
Well, I think
$30?
it's about the same.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Break even.
So as long as I got everybody here, are we good for the February 18th date for that guy from Skylum?
You're on the schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we still have the photograph of the year to award. Mark, did you want to go through the top 10?
Yeah. Make it. We'll have a little countdown here.
This is exciting, y'all.
This is exciting, yeah.
Such good photos.
It was hard. It was hard. Speaking for me, just, yeah, it was 10, 11, 12. I changed out those 9 and 10 several times.
There were so many awesome photos. It's just,
Yeah.
it was really amazing.
It was a hard task to get through all of them and to just pick down at 10.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as I can find the program here. I've got every bit of software. Oh, show all windows. There we go. You guys probably don't want to see that.
You trying boudoir photography?
Okay.
Yeah, that's got hot.
It's a little tiny, but we see it.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
I'm glad you didn't see it too well. Okay, I've got to change windows here.
Here, while you're asking, let me throw it out to everybody else. What are some things that y'all want us to do in 21? Like, is there any requests for things to do?
Meet in person?
Well, yes.
I mean, yeah.
So we're going to hold our very own COVID vaccination party.
We can photograph it.
Yeah. Has anybody had to get tested? I have.
I've been tested. I was negative, but
yeah, I was negative.
It was a while ago.
I've been tested twice.
Yeah.
Negative, but
no, good. Yeah, I shot a wedding, and about 10 days later, I had 103 fever. I was like, ooh, here it comes. But it was just sinus infection after my kid broke my nose with the soccer ball.
Oh, ouch.
It's tough being a dad.
He's in the room. He goes, "Sorry, Dad." No, it was good, bud. You're fine. You're fine.
So I have a response. I was helping my husband real quick to that. What would I like to see the club do?
Or what, yeah. How can the club be beneficial to you? You can ask that either way.
I just miss having basically the third, is it the third? No, third Thursday is the person who presents.
Mm-hmm.
And I really miss having just random people who are known for photography for whatever reason, doing some critiques. I just really wish that,
That's on the
maybe
agenda.
once or twice, it doesn't have to be every time. That we could bring somebody else in. And I know with the group growing, there's bound to be more and more people that we know that could do that. But I really grew a lot with that. I'm not saying I don't grow a lot hearing from y'all too, but
No, I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
one of the reasons we're talking about joining the PSA group so that we can do some judge swapping. That sounded wrong, but well, like maybe, a couple of us go judge one of their competitions, then a couple of them judge some of our competitions. And that way we get a little bit more impartial. Yeah, I've heard, Michelle, you're not the only one that's asked for that. So I think
Yeah,
that's
that was
something-
mentioned on the survey.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean,
well,
on
that's-
the vote, when people were voting for officers, there was a place to write in ideas. I think that was an idea.
yeah, that's been noted, and we're going to work toward that. Who else? Anybody else have anything y'all want to do? Just crazy ideas, more art shows? I don't know.
Art shows sounds like fun.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen this in the past. I was going to suggest that one of the subjects for competition be still lifes, because I don't think we've
Well,
had
we
that
picked
as-
our themes, but we could. I don't know how we
think-
could integrate that.
I think what the answer for that is do a still life to meet a theme. See if there's a theme that works for that.
Curves.
Because I could tell you I have no interest in shooting still life.
Well,
I'd rather shoot a bird than a still life.
You get to define what a still life is, though.
Okay, that's fair. If it's cars, then yeah, I'll shoot cars all day. I'm actually shooting
That's
a car
still,
tomorrow.
Well, unless it's moving, it's a still life.
That's yeah.
What about organizing outings, as a club, where we would go to a location and maybe spend a night and, a day or two, and then look around and take photos and then come back.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
A wildflower trip.
I think that I think using the group to find people that also want to do that. I know that's how I would approach those, is because you can't have 85 people somewhere, right? That wouldn't work.
Well, it won't be 85. I mean, not everybody's schedule is going to work out, but you open it up and you have a coordinator and people sign up.
Yep.
It would have to be organized by the club rather than a meetup kind of a thing.
Well, our club has a meetup, and so we could use our club meetup to facilitate that. There's other, I mean, we can do it in a couple different ways, but yes.
Just a
yes.
thought.
Yeah, no, it's good. One of the things I want to do is I want the club to do, again, this is assuming that we can safely meet, but I really want to go do a photo club tour of Longhorn Caverns, because we can get a private tour with our group size. And then we can go shoot in the caverns, and they'll turn the lights off for us and fun stuff.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a cool spot. So I thought, things like that where we can use the power of having a big group to our advantage. Okay, Mark, go ahead.
All right. Can you see my screen there? Photograph of the year?
Yep. We can see it.
All right, great. Well, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Thank you, everybody, for voting. We had
You're
35
going to start
people.
from the bottom and go up to the winner?
Yeah, I'm going to go
from the bottom. Now we're here.
We're going to go from 10 to 1.
Okay.
All right. So starting at number 10 is night vision.
See, if you're the competition coordinator, you just throw your photos in wherever.
You just make sure that
Scott Kelby did that for him.
it's all math. It's all math.
Rigged math.
We have a tie for 8th place. Ethan Samarchi for Miami Nights. And
Oh yeah, that's good.
Nagaraju Kajula for Hummingbirds.
Yeah, that's a really great hummingbird one.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, moving up to number 7.
All right.
Another one of his Beautiful use of color and motion.
I love this photo.
Great abstract.
Yeah.
It is.
How many votes total did we have for participating? At one point, Ed told me 32. I hope we had a few more today.
35 is the total.
Pretty good, like half, just under half.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That
This
crazy?
picture is
Scary too.
still amazes.
Come sit here if you want.
So snake is biting at
Yeah.
something and is biting another snake. One snake is biting a lizard, or a lizard is biting a snake.
Yeah.
That's wrapping around itself. Oh, that's so cool.
Crazy.
There's another snake right there. Oh, right. There's a bunch of snakes.
You liked it.
Colton's impressed.
Yeah.
Colton's impressed.
Hey, there you go.
How did you get that? How did you get that too?
And just to show that
Oh, once again.
you can fix the numbers as many times as you want if you're chairman.
Vote early, vote often.
Yeah, there you go. Gonna have
Voter fraud. Voter fraud.
I'm gonna have President Trump after me. Fourth place, Nodding Off by Jerry Zerps.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
great silhouette.
Image. This one is a stunner.
Hey, something wrong with my screen? There's no color on this photo. It's all.
Oh, well, I don't know. Did you?
Can't have
Brian voted
photos
for it.
that are in black and white.
I like it.
Brian voted for it. That's great. That's great.
Moving up to third place
That's so good.
and a prize winner, Mohib Ahmad again.
Really great.
Something like-
Really great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Feels like it should be hanging in like a Marriott like room. Like you walk in the room, like that'd be the photo on the wall.
Yep.
Second place, Roberto White for Cranes.
I always need
And-
Daniel Russo in there.
And
Crank
drum
it.
roll here.
And the winner.
This year's photograph of the year is A Walk on the Beach by Fritz Barrow.
All right.
Yeah. It's great.
This is a really unique image.
I love the wave at the bottom. That really sells it. And that's the last, that's just that little touch. That's
This is
fun.
one of those pictures where you have to look at it for a while to figure out what's going on, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, because it almost looks like they're walking down a hill. Right when you first see it, it looks like they're just descending a climb. Yeah, that's cool.
I just love the graduated blue, black, white, gray, sand. It's like a watercolor.
I see what you did there.
The waves breaking.
I saw an interesting video yesterday where they were talking about the words for colors coming into languages. And for every language spoken on earth, the first two colors that come in are black and white. And the third one is always red. And then comes yellow and green, and blue comes much, much, much later.
I've heard that.
And they were saying that for cultures that don't have blue in there, they have more trouble identifying blue to pick it up out of a lineup. He showed the circle of green circles, like on the clock hands, and then there was a blue one, and said, this person has trouble identifying this blue circle as separate from the green ones. But because that particular culture had like 9 zillion words for shades of green, she was better able to identify a specific, slightly different shade of green than those of us who just call it green. And how language affects perception.
Well, if you want to get real crazy with that, have you ever read The Stuff of Thought? It's a book called The Stuff of Thought.
No.
It will blow your mind. Basically, we can't have a thought unless we have a word for them. And so until we have language, we can't think. And so what languages shape what you can know and shape how you think. It's staggering. Yeah, The Stuff of Thought. If you want, it's dense, but if you want to have your mind blown, read that book. It's crazy.
Speaking of blue, my brother-in-law just had cataract surgery. He had cataracts very badly, and his vision was restored perfectly. But one of the things he said was while he had cataracts, he couldn't see the color blue, and he didn't realize it until he had his cataracts corrected.
Wow.
Wow, that's really interesting.
So will Ed, will you put something together that shows these 10 pictures together?
Yeah, I've already started the winners page. I'll put these 10
That would be
photos on it.
nice. That'd be super nice.
I'll
Instagram.
I was also gonna put this photo as the Facebook photo of the year.
Yeah.
I normally wouldn't do it because it's not horizontal, but I'll crop it and have black on the sides or whatever. But it's not really good for the Facebook banner. But I'll go ahead and see if I can do it anyway.
All right. Sounds good. Cool.
Well, I did thank all the contributors to our contest this year, and to the photographers and the judges. It's been a really good
And
year.
you, Mark, thanks so much for coordinating the competition throughout the year. You did a terrific job.
Oh, well, thanks a lot. It's a labor of love.
I think I should become Mark's assistant so I can move up.
Yeah.
Mark needs some assistance. Yes, he does. He's asked for help. He'd like to teach people how to do it.
Yeah.
So he could use the help. He could have a standing committee. I mean, not just for judges, but maybe for the software part of it.
Yeah, more people learning and helping is always better. So if you're slightly interested, reach out to Mark and he'll start you on the right path.
Yeah, there was somebody I already talked to, and I can't remember who it was that was interested. Not here tonight.
You taught me how to do it.
Yeah, but I don't want you doing every job.
Yeah, poor Ed.
Y'all remember the show In Living Color? I don't know if y'all remember that show back in the day.
Yep.
With Jim Carrey and Keenan Wayans, but they had it always makes me laugh. They had a skit about Jamaican Airlines, and one of the guys was like, I got 27 jobs, man. It's like 27. I got 35 jobs, man. And I always think of Ed. He does like everything. He's like, I got 27 jobs. I don't know. That's what goes through my head.
Yeah. Ed needs a big shout out because, boy, he keeps us all in line when there's deadlines. You say, okay, what are we going to do about this? And I need to put something out there for the membership. So he gets us moving.
Yeah.
Maybe next year we can have a lottery, someone who picks all 10 of the top photos.
It'll be me. I'm going to win that.
Oh, okay. Well, then we don't need to do it.
You better volunteer. Mark's going to win. That's the charge.
I'm pleased that I chose a number of them. I feel like at least I got vindicated to somewhat.
Well,
this one in particular, not as first, but
yeah, that's good.
So my question is more of a leadership type thing, but I have to admit I haven't been keeping up. But there were supposedly cash prizes with the winners.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. Let me go get my notes, but I think it was $100.
So, woohoo. Of course, I prefer to PayPal y'all because it's just so easy. The winners. If you can't do that, or if you're not able, please. No, I need to put my email or something out so you can. I guess we have everyone's address, right? I would rather hand somebody a check, is my point, than put it in the mail.
If you won, message Michelle on how you can get paid. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. And if you didn't win, don't, because I'll get confused. And then
Michelle, you owe me money.
And then I work in Austin off of Palmer and I-30, 130, whatever it is. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go into town. I go through Pflugerville. So I'm all over North Austin all the time. So it won't be hard for me to catch y'all. It's just timing. It'll have to be after 3. I don't even know what time I work. Anyway, but then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm here in Taylor. We can meet up. That's all I know. So there you go. And then if we get the signature card over, then before I get everyone paid, it'll be Steven's job. That's it.
I don't want to be out of line with what the officers might still do, but on the November 9th leadership meeting, my notes have that, let's see, we had talked about the photograph of the year for $100 and T-shirts and $25 for the second and third.
Yeah.
And for the 3 classes, the basic, intermediate, and advanced. It looks like first $100 and second, I've got second and honorable mentions in $50.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it all out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But that was the kind of stuff we're talking about there.
Okay.
You'll recall, I voted for $5,000 for.
Yeah, first. That's right. We had one abstention.
Hey, while we're talking
were
about
you mortgaging to pay for all this?
Hey, Mark, can you unshare your screen so we can see everybody again?
Oh yeah, sure.
One of the so speaking of competitions, our first one is for January. Yeah, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
So it's open now, and y'all gonna get into it. So it has to be older than 2 years.
Make a comment about that.
Yeah.
Do you think that kind of makes part of the club at a very big disadvantage?
Yeah.
Personally, I've only been shooting for 2.5 years, so my first 6 months of pictures are kind of crappy. So I might be entering phone pictures because that's really all I have.
Yeah, I think that the reason to have this, right? It's that time of the year where there's introspection and like going through your archives and kind of going back and seeing where you started. I think that is worth what the competition is for. To me, that's the importance of it, is that
so you're saying that's a competition for experienced photographers?
No, I'm saying it's to see how far you've come in 2 years, to go through and see what you've done. I didn't think about, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
The other
and
thing,
when you
the other thing I wanted to put in, sorry, Carol. The other thing I wanted to put in was over probably the past 2 years. I mean, I can see how my editing has changed over that time.
That's what I was gonna
So
say.
I could go back over my old stuff and re-edit it and come up with a much better product.
There you go. I've actually been doing that. I've been going back to like 2011, 12, 13 files and re-editing them. I'm like, oh man, I was terrible at editing. I didn't realize it, but
Me too. Hey, is that 2 years from the date of the competition?
yeah.
Yes. But that's a good point about
New shooters.
for people who have just started shooting in the last couple of years, and we don't want anybody to feel that they're at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So if you're in that boat and you just can't find what you think is a good image, then go ahead and submit something more recent. We don't want to
Just make it old for you. How about that? Make it old for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Is that fair to everybody? Make it old for you.
Yeah, because all of mine 2 years ago were out of focus.
All of them?
I just started 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Still happens to me now.
Yeah.
She learned that from me.
Yeah, you taught me well.
You taught me. I think there's a comma in there, right? You taught me, comma, well.
You guys without a focus.
I'll tell you what, Steven's had this experience too. We both upgraded to the Canon R6. It's hard to miss autofocus with that thing. I shot a wedding yesterday. Sure, yesterday. And it was just on people's eyes, even with masks and just locked on. It's crazy.
Crazy good.
Yeah. I'm getting like, where normally I would get, for like a portrait session, I'd normally get like 80% in focus. I'm getting like 99%.
Hey, this is great. There won't be any 2-year-old pictures from that camera.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Arlie, because she posted on her Facebook that she had retired after 30 some plus years of service in the healthcare hospital. Arlie, we thank you for being a healthcare worker.
Thank you. 32 years at Seton, Ascension
Wow.
Seton, and 46 years plus. Yep. So I'm transitioning, trying to figure it all out.
So wait, you can retire?
You can take more pictures?
I can take more pictures. Yeah. I got to get going on that, but
Oh, there's some people here that can help you with that.
I know.
Yeah, we thank you for being a member of the club.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yay. Anybody else have anything they want to? We could have a, what was the, on Seinfeld, Festivus Miracle, where we have the airing of grievances.
Dennis, I want to shout out to Dennis and any news from the church?
No, not yet. They did hold the election there because it's a polling place. And I think at this point, I'm not sure we want to get in that situation.
Yeah.
Because I think we would have to sanitize the place
Ooh.
at the end.
Yeah, no, we support the church in restricting their, facilities, and we're definitely not in a green zone. We're definitely in an orange, almost red zone. So
we're gonna have to do like we did in high school, right? Just pick a field, everybody back their trucks up, and just throw a keg in the center. But you got to stay on your own tailgate. Am I the only one that did it that way? No, I can't be the only one that did it that way.
I think it's going to come down to vaccinations. When everybody gets vaccinated, or the majority, that's when reality will return, hopefully.
Hopefully. We can't even get people to take the polio vaccine, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think that
This may be more immediate and scarier.
Have you? Maybe.
it's nice to see Jerry Zerps in our group.
What's up,
How
Jerry?
you doing?
Doing well. Yeah, I finally got Zoom hooked up. That's why I'm here tonight to watch.
There you go.
We hadn't seen you before.
There you go. That's good. I like how we can just see Just Charles's eyes. It looks like he's peeking over Carol's head on my screen. It's just
Hey, it gives the background more visibility there. That would actually.
You got sparks shooting out of your head.
Remember that guy over the fence?
It looked like you just had a really good thought.
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson.
Wilson.
Over the
Yeah.
fence at Home Improvement.
That's great.
What can I say? That one actually made it to the that one actually got picked for the student show over at ACC for this semester. So.
Oh yeah, cool.
Cool.
Well, did they do prints for this show, or how'd they do that?
Not during COVID. They don't.
No.
You can't go see them.
Yeah. Well, no. You can. When I get it, I'll post the link. But they're going to post it on a national website where, for student work. So, I'll post the link when I get it. Giggle.
So I was asked to judge artwork at our local, well, not the local, Williamson County fair, but they've mixed up my day. And so my first thought was, if they need someone in a hurry, please let me know that you would be willing to do that.
What day is it?
It's next Wednesday, I think at 2:00 here in Taylor.
Yeah.
I work on Wednesdays. They told me Tuesday. I said, sure, I'll do it Tuesday, but they've switched it. So I'm hoping they got it wrong or someone just looked at the wrong date. Who knows? But they were really picky last year on their photography. When I say picky, they didn't really take into account any sort of artistic.
Yeah, I've judged.
License. Yeah, so it was weird. But anyway, this is art. So it's like 3D art, things kids have made. So anyway.
I've judged more than one county fair photography. I don't know, probably 4 of them now. And it's they have like a rubric, and it's all based on the rubric. It doesn't matter how good the photo is or not. It has to hit like those qualities, and it's a very different experience. Yeah. And the quality of submissions is usually terrible. So there's also that. Yeah.
I think we should shout out to Vance Vance has got a camera this time.
What?
I think Vance has been on our calls before, but he's never turned his camera on.
Oh.
Right, Vance?
Well, I've turned the camera on. It's just that usually once things get rolling, I turn it off because it'll give me more bandwidth on the incoming. So less
Oh.
jitters.
Oh, I see.
You've got your photos behind you on the wall, I see.
A couple of posters, basically. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to see
That's
you.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. And I do have the R6 also. And yes, the autofocus is freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable
Yeah.
how good it is. I was shooting a trail race, and I was shooting with my 85 at 1.4. So I mean, I'm shooting wide open. People are running at me on a trail in the like early morning shade. The person next to me shooting was shooting with a 1DX Mark II, right? That's like Olympic level calendar. I think I missed 3 photos out of 600, and he got 80%. So I was at 99.5%, and he was at like 80. And I was shooting at 1.4, and he was shooting at 5.6. Like it was, I mean, 1.4 just dead on the eye every time. Like unbelievable.
Hey, Dave, that's what we got to get for birds.
Ask Steven. Steven hasn't been
Yeah.
shooting with it for birds. How's the animal eye focus tracking on that, Steven?
Oh, it's amazing until it locks up.
Yeah, there's still a couple
Sony-
firmware updates ready for it. It's still not quite.
It's
Hasn't
overheating.
Sony put out
I
a-
updated the firmware, but at 12 frames per second, there was a couple of times where I just went flat out and it just locked up everything. Had to pop the battery out and put it back in.
Was it memory card not fast enough to keep up, or do you know?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
I know there's overheat for video.
I've shot thousands of photos with it a day. I haven't had a problem with stills. And I've shot video with it too and haven't had any issues on the R6. Yeah. I shot for like 2 hours of video. Fine. So
You got a good one.
I guess. Anything else? Anybody else got anything? Another.
David's at the lake. David Margolis is at the lake. He's behind him. He's got a lake scene.
No, actually, it's the Caribbean.
Okay.
It's off the coast of Aruba.
Does that make you a pirate of the Caribbean?
Arg.
You know what a pirate's favorite holiday is?
Uh-oh.
October.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
Your son told you that.
I told it to him. He gets all his bad jokes from me.
That's a dad joke, right?
What's a pirate's favorite fast food?
Arby's.
Arby's. Very good. Very good.
My relatives were actually pirates.
Who
Really?
said that?
Ronnie?
Ronnie. Mhm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they lived in Key West, but they were
Yeah.
the Spanish. They would in Key West back then. It was I'm totally blanking on the word, but you would basically from the top of our house where the Widow's Walk was, you could look out and see all the ships coming in, and they would go out and untie the buoys so that the ships would wreck, and then they would get all the stuff.
Oh
That
my.
was like when they settled in Key West, they were wreckers, but before that they were just regular pirates. So.
Nice. Yeah. When you said where you're from is either going to be Key West or like Galveston, man. Galveston has a bad history. Yeah. Yeah. Go read about like so the guy that owns the Houston Rockets, his name's Tillman Fertitta. Go and read his history of his family's history in Galveston. And it's amazing they let him buy an NBA team, man. Like it's astounding, like what they were doing. Yeah. The houses that they owned, houses.
Oh,
Yes.
Galveston was a wide open town back in the early 1900s.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Particularly before the hurricane.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great book too. It's called Jacob's Storm. And what's that?
It's Isaac's Storm.
Isaac's. Yes, Isaac. I knew it was one of the like names from the Bible. I couldn't remember which one it was. Yeah. So I read that book. We were on a vacation. We were renting a Airbnb, and we were like 2 blocks from where he was writing the book. And so it had that layer of like it's the we're in the summers, like it could happen any minute. But part of the reason that the Yeah, Isaac Storm. If you like Galveston, it was basically the head meteorologist in Galveston writing the book as that storm's coming in. Yeah, it's pretty wild. We should have a NAPfS book club. I don't know.
Book.
And Verlin says that we have a confirmation with Skylum for February 18th. That was in the message chat.
Yes.
Verlin, you have any other words on the topic?
He'll be talking about Luminar AI,
cool,
which is being released on the 15th of this month.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Hey, Verlin, will you be
Got
willing
it pre-ordered.
to do an introduction with a little bio at the meeting?
Yeah, I'll do something.
Yeah, see if you can't get something for Ed to put on the website that says a little bit more about what it is they want to talk about.
Awesome.
Or give us their email. We'll follow up with them.
Okay.
All right. Well, happy holidays to all of you.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Yeah.
And,
Happy holidays.
We look forward to a ton of great pictures in 2021.
Yeah. Y'all stay safe. I want to see you in person sometime. So stay safe until then. Okay.
Yeah. Congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you all for all the work you guys do.
Yeah. Congratulations to all the winners. Good work. Good
All
work.
right, guys. Y'all have a good holiday if we don't see you until then.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Right. Good night.
Touch.